Fancy.
That works. Cool. Now I have to actually make one now. Cool. Hi, guys. Um, thank you all for joining us. And thank you to Porscha and Laura. I like that with them. It's so fun. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, Laura's first.
Excuse me. Under the bus. I am Laura Nettles. I have a horror collection called Tiny Shivers coming out May 9th. This is a proof copy, but the final version I just uploaded today. The proof edits have been incorporated, so it should be good to go. Very excited. The pre-orders, ebook is on Amazon, signed paperbacks are on my Ko-fi page, and I mostly write horror. I'm also drafting a vampire romance under my pen name called Kiara. My pen name is Kiara Tanith, but my story is Crimson Strings. Yeah, that's me.
Wow. Okay, hello, everybody. I am Porscha, and I write poetry and nonfiction, and occasionally Grayson forces me to fiction. What I do most and best is my Substack. So the links are down in the underneath us. So please join me there and on my YouTube. Thank you.
What's good, y'all? I'm Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I dabble in fantasy, high, low, and all in between, accompanied by a warm mug of coffee. I'm currently working on book 1 of my fantasy series, Project Defenders. You can find me at Ko-fi, Instagram, and Twitter with the same username, I write with pride. And if you would like a peek of the summary of book 1, it's on the Nano site with the same username, I write with pride. And Porscha is right. All of the links are down below, which means you can find, that is not the one I meant to go to. There we go. Which means you can find links to Laura, pre-ordering her book, and then links to Porscha as well. So please go check that out. We have a Jabria. And a cool gamer just showed up.
Yo ho ho.
And then an older sis spanning all the emojis, and I'm here for it.
All the waves.
All the waves.
It's a wave of waves.
So what are y'all working on tonight?
Okay, so I want to film a video again because I haven't filmed a video in a while. So it's like, what should I do a video on? So I was in Esther's live stream and JC was like, here are some ideas. And Esther's like, here are some ideas. So I'm going to do one on how I write short stories. So it's basically a step-by-step how I do it. And so I am outlining it right now. And currently it's a page long of outline. So yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Usually for these types of videos though, I have the outlines in a Google Doc and I put the Google Doc in the description. So that's what I did for my how to write Flash that I did a year ago. So yep.
What about you, Porscha?
I will be working on poetry stuff because when am I not? It is Global Poetry Month. While it's still April, the month has flown by. I did not end up, I have not so far drafted 30 poems in 30 days, but I have some drafts I'm really liking and I am revising my full-length manuscript. So I will either be revising or doing new poems, or I will be pulling my hair out because April.
Not the mermaid hair.
Let's not pull hairs out. Let's not do that. That gives headaches. Let's not do that. Like I said in my intro, I will be working on book 1 of my fantasy series. I am excited. So I've been kind of stuck. Writing's been super slow for me. I couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong. I'm trying to figure out where to put my phone. Never mind. So it's been really slow for me, and I've got really frustrated. It's like, why is it so slow? Why is it so slow? I've been really ignoring my character's internal conflict. I'm so focused on the external that I completely ignored the internal, like something's wrong. That's what's wrong. Did not have its internal lockdown. So it took me listening to someone else's video and they were like, hey, what's the theme of your story? That theme is the truth. Take that truth, turn it into a lie, and that's literally their conflict. And I sat there like, how did I not pay attention? So I got angry. I was like, let me see. I flipped it, wrote it down. I was like, there it is. It took me 20 seconds, y'all.
Yay, breakthroughs!
I've never been more mad at myself. I was like, cool, great, lovely. Huh. Here she's meditating on a trip and working on romance. Ooh. You mean like a romance story, right? Or like, you mean working on real life romance? Are you letting us know what's going on? I'm pretty sure she was writing. Okay, finishing the 6th scene for the 90-day romance, continuing my One Piece binge. I just started One Piece, so don't even talk to me right now. And inhaling this bowl of casserole, I just go, ooh, what kind of casserole?
I think I only got like 170 episodes into One Piece, and then I bailed.
I got sick one night, so I sat there and started watching One Piece. I'm about 60 episodes in. On one camp.
Woo!
Hour all day, a day all month, which worked every day, some days more than. That's really awesome. That is awesome. Congrats.
Yay! That's amazing. Also, Hobonichi has One Piece planners. I don't think that they're sold out, but they have
Who?
The A5 size Hobonichi, the planners. They have a special edition One Piece planners for 2023. So yes, spend money on planners, be like Porscha.
Not me automatically pulling it up or putting this into a list. No one talk to me. Don't look at me. It's okay.
No judgment.
Can't go from the thing, but yeah. Exactly. See how she's setting us up for failure? See how she doesn't love us? She's like, no.
Coming straight for the wallet.
Yeah, I have it pulled up in a different tab, and I'm just staring like, I want this. I need this. But knowing me, because it is themed and it's One Piece, I'm not going to use it. It's going to sit in the corner looking pretty, getting dusty.
Oh my gosh. So
Those are really good books, though. Those are really good planners.
I'm so excited. I'm putting together a care package right now for Nick. I found a pair of anime shoes for them. I'm so excited.
Ooh.
They arrived today. So it's like, wow, you do have big feet, sir. But yes.
Wow. Okay. You can't say that, but without context, it's even weirder than it was when I said it. Okay.
I just realized the way I blanked out. I was like, oh yeah, I have banners. I looked at the banners and I sat there reading it like, wait a minute. Because there was already one that says, we have a wild Lord Nettles. There's a wild Porsche. I'm like, oh, that's already there. Perfect. And then no hateration, toleration in this rotisserie. Porscha the Porscha Simmons. And I'm here for this.
So, okay, we all know that to me, rotisserie chicken is right up there with God. Like, you know, there's like God and then there's like rotisserie chicken. So, I almost asked Edward to take me out for rotisserie chicken this weekend. And then I was like, that man has been through enough. I'm not going to make him eat rotisserie chicken, like, again.
Okay, but listen, if he loves you, like he says he does, he will eat that rotisserie chicken and he will be okay with it. He might mumble, but he'll do it behind your back. He won't do it to your face. He'll mumble quietly away like a good husband would. Okay?
This is true, but I was like, I thought about how many pounds of rotisserie chicken he's probably eaten in the last 12 years of being with me, and I was like, I just can't do it to him again this week. So
okay, but the leftovers, the possibilities with the leftovers are endless. Like shred it up for some soup, shred it up and fry it up for sandwiches. Like there's so many different things. Like a casserole. You just mentioned casserole.
It's versatility for me. Like And chicken salad, like the only way I like chicken salad is like with the rotisserie chicken. Like you can put it on a salad. I like the chicken Caesar wraps because again, I love wraps. So I do a pulled chicken Caesar wrap like the day after. See, so I think we can all agree that we're all team rotisserie chicken, and I'm sure there's like. Oh, I forgot that we do have a vegan in the comments. I'm sure the vegans are screaming into their pillows like, "Oh, not the chicken."
I can't. I was gonna be like, I was gonna name up like 4 or 5 different like chicken alternatives, but I absolutely hate every single one of them. So I'm like, never mind. Because Tia every so often will try different. Because she has lupus, so she'll try different diets to help her with like her stomach and the way she feels. So she'll try different chicken alternatives, and when I tell you, a good majority of them smell so bad and taste worse. Same thing with cheese. I was like, I'm down. It doesn't matter. Like, listen, if something tastes good, I'm gonna eat it. I don't care. So like, cool, I'll try. She's like, I'll make you a grilled cheese. No, because that cheese never melted. That was a solid plank of cardboard. Like we would try so many different cheeses and like, does it melt? No.
Okay, so I've been vegetarian like 4 or 5 times. I know, says the person that loves rotisserie chicken. I've been vegetarian 4 or 5 times in my life.
You want a
I will tell you this. Not vegan, and I'll tell you why I've never tried to be vegan, because cheese is literally life. Like, I don't know if I was a mouse in a past life, but I'm like, I can't give up cheese. Like, I can go without meat, but the cheese, though. But when I
go down easy if it ain't cheesy.
That's true. As soon as I saw her say that, I'm like, the context is disgusting, but that's kind of true. Like, cheese makes almost everything better. I remember, oh God, what was her name? Mama Fee, the one that used to do the cooking show on YouTube. And she was like, fat people and kids love cheese. And it became my motto, because I was like, okay, guilty, because like it's cheese. Like,
listen, I followed a good chunk of her recipes. A good chunk of them. They were quick, they were easy. I'm like, oh, these are really good depression meals. I'm mad that was like my first thought every time I saw her cook. I'm like, these are really good depression meals, and they were.
So yeah, like rotisserie chicken and Mama Fee, like Auntie Fee. Yes, oh my God, I loved her. Everything was so delicious and cheap. She reminded me of my mama a little bit. Like, you gonna get cussed out, but the food's gonna be delicious.
Okay, but when you go back home, if you're not getting cursed out while getting fed, you're not loved.
Also true. Like, but then too, I feel like that's probably
cursed out. Am I not loved?
I think this
is by my mother.
No, so like, okay, so I had some friends, my neighbors, and my neighbors, the mom had went somewhere. She's like, hey, I said, my mom, do you mind watching my girls? Mom was like, sure, I'm going home. Do you mind them coming with us? She's like, fine. We went home to Arkansas, so we're in the country. The girls have never been in the country. So I'm trying to warn them, like, hey, you're going to hear words that you've never heard before very loudly and repetitively. Just be prepared. And, like, everyone's loud because we do. We cackle, we're loud, we're very jovial, like, excited. And they're like, okay. The first thing my grandma did, the youngest was named Sarah. She was like 8. She's like, Sarah, get your skinny ass in this kitchen. Come get a plate. And Sarah's like, what? Because she was in there cooking. She's like, Audrey, what did you feed? Audrey, my mom. She's like, what did you feed them? My mom's like, McDonald's. She's like, no, you need to feed these girls. My mom looked at them, and my grandma looked at them like, oh my God, it's like they're normal size. They're fine. But she's all skinny. Like, oh God, they're dying. They need food. Belly needs to be full. So she's freaking out like, get your skinny ass in the kitchen. They're just like, oh my God. And then she pulled them in the kitchen and proceeded to feed them. They're like, we're not hungry. I'm like, she wasn't asking you. She was telling you you're going to eat.
In the South, it's not really a conversation. Also in the South, if you are going to people's houses, you have to eat at everybody's house. And if people don't know that, they'll eat too much at the first person's house and be like, "Oh, we had dinner." And then it's like, no, you're going to offend somebody because you have to eat at everybody's house.
Everyone's. But you have to know to avoid questions too. Like, "Oh, did you like my potato salad better?" If you know someone else made potato salad too, don't answer that question. Don't do that. Because then you'll get the whose potato salad was better. Don't do that.
And then you just like, I loved everything. Everything was perfect. I couldn't choose. I just couldn't. It was all wonderful. And then it's like, no.
They know you're lying, but they don't care.
So that's that. Am I talking you out of your timer? Because we all know that when I stream on my channel, like we get maybe 3 timers in the 4 hours that I stream. So I don't want to throw you off course.
First of all, you have to remember, I'm sick. I woke up at 1 p.m. I actually got out of bed at 1 p.m., so I'm wide awake right now. I do not care.
Nice.
We stream as long as we want to stream. I do not care. Literally, the timer I grabbed is a Pomodoro. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm just gonna let it do its thing because it has like the beat for the break in between. Perfect. Yes. I learned to pick one house and wait until night to go to other houses.
When they play cards, although if you're not good at cards, this will not work for you because you'll get dealt into a card game, and then you'll get cussed out really big time. So I suggest
Or dominoes.
Yeah, now, I'm pretty good at dominoes. Dominoes I can do. I've been known to throw a few bones. I'm better at dominoes than I am at cards. So you have to know what you're walking into. Like, but
I got smart. I started making what's called survival plates. I would take about 4 or 5 plates, and everyone's house I went to, I would eat a little bit and then pack a plate in the cupboard. So by the time I got to my aunt's house where I'm staying the night, I had about 5, 6 plates. So during the night or the next day when I wake up and I'm hungry, I have plates to go through. There's no cooking needed. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there. That's my survival skill.
Good times.
That's it.
Back when people, okay. And I actually have a hilarious story for this. And then So about house hopping at holidays. Okay. And Grayson, you have probably heard this story. You've heard this story, but I have to tell the people of larger YouTube. Okay. So I am from Washington, D.C. I am a native Washingtonian. You don't see many of those in the wild, right? Because most people most people that live in D.C. are transplants to the area, but there is a thing called being a native Washingtonian, right? I am a 2nd generation native Washingtonian, and before that, my family is from Southern Virginia. My father's family is from North Carolina, right? So I am Southern, right? Most people that actually are from D.C. are like really Southern people. So I'm used to holidays going a certain way. We do holidays a certain way where I come from. And I thought, at the time I was dating a guy, he was nothing significant, but I was dating this guy and he invites me over for Thanksgiving. And I assume that, we're on the same page and that holidays are done how holidays are done, right? No. No. Because with me and my family, we start cooking the night before. Usually, we don't do huge dinners anymore. We would do huge dinners. Because my grandmother started it because she would cook a lot and then she would feed anybody in the community who, weren't able to be with their family or anybody that was homeless could come to their place. So Thanksgiving and Christmas were usually we had a ton of food, but we started cooking the day before. So by the time it's time to eat breakfast on Thanksgiving, food is already done. Like food is cooked. You eat all day. Like that's how Thanksgiving goes in my family, right?
Nice.
Yeah, it is. I realized not everybody does that. So I'm invited to this guy I'm dating. I'm invited to his house. Come have Thanksgiving with me and my mom and my sister. Okay, fine. So I go. I go because I'm going to eat Thanksgiving, and I arrive, and there's no food yet. And I said, well, okay, there's no food yet. I'm going to stay calm. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, right? It was not fine. I don't know if it'll ever be fine again. So not only, and I was like, there was no food and nobody was actively cooking. So I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't smell anything. I don't hear pop.
Nobody was cooking.
Nobody was cooking, and there was no food, right? And I said, where's your mom? Just casually, oh, where's your mom? Because I'm thinking, got it. She realized she ran out of something. She was like, she's at the store to get an ingredient she needed, and then she's going to expeditiously start to cook. Only explanation, right? So this person says to me, oh, I think she's sleeping. I think she's taking a nap. So I said, okay. So then he's like, so what do you want to do? In the meantime, I was like, I want to eat. That's why I came here. That's what Thanksgiving is for. Like, I would like to have sustenance. Right. Oh, it gets worse, right? So she eventually cooked. Y'all.
Hot dogs.
This man invited me over. I waited all this time. This woman gets up and starts cooking. First of all, she didn't start cooking until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So by then, I'm hungry and I'm angry because I'm like, what the hell is happening? What is this?
Thanksgiving started like 9 a.m.
Yes.
She made a lasagna. She made a lasagna. I was like, you know what?
A lasagna for Thanksgiving?
I was so flabbergasted. I was taken aback, led astray, run amok. I was confused. What is happening here? So
You're in a food coma by 4 p.m.
Exactly. And then she
Because by 5:30 you go for around 2 or 3.
And so, what happened was, so when she finally gets up and she starts cooking. So now I'm very concerned. So she finally gets up and starts cooking because I was like, well, dinner's going to be very late because she's just starting. He was like, it's not going to take very long at all. Now I'm very worried because what does that mean? It's not going to take very long at all. Like, what does that mean? Oh, like lasagna is my mom's specialty. That's what she's known for, is her lasagna. Like, that's what people come to the holidays for, is my mom's lasagna, right? So now I'm hungry. Exactly. Dishonor on him, dishonor on his family, dishonor on his exactly. So now I'm hungry.
It was non-existent turkey.
Very confused and frustrated. And I have so many additional questions because for me, okay, in my family, lasagna is like a Wednesday or Thursday night. Maybe even a quick Sunday dinner. Like, but lasagna is not a holiday meal. So I'm so confused. And then he's like, but that's what she's known for. And I was like, but that's not what Thanksgiving is known for. There's turkey and there's sides. There's pies. There are things that this holiday is made of. And I was like, okay, so then I'm not going to tell you all exactly what I said because I cussed. I cussed a lot. I was like, you don't invite people to your house for Thanksgiving. And then you know full well there's going to be a lasagna. Because I was like, what I did, I got up and I put clothes on and I left the house that had proper Thanksgiving food to come here and get a slice of lasagna. I am offended and I am angry because I had actual food at my house that I came from. So
I'm so
Lesson learned.
I'm so 5 in the morning is when we start. At 5 in the morning. And she didn't start till 3 p.m.
She got out of bed and got dressed and made us. So then not only did we break, I mean, that's not the only reason we broke up. This is the same guy from the phone incident. But I was like, then I said, you know what? partially my fault. I didn't ask enough questions. So I made a promise to myself from that day to this one. I was like, I don't do other people's houses for holidays. And then when I met my husband, I said, it's not anything personal to you. I just want you to know I don't do other people's families for holidays because I've been burned. I've been burned badly. I only eat holiday meals with my own family. And then he was like, my mom's dead. I was like, okay, well, cool. You'll just come and eat holiday dinner. Okay, cool. Your mom's dead. That's
just so casual. Like, okay, fine.
But like, okay, so then that settles it. We eat at my family's house because I was like, and I told him, I was like, because I was given lasagna on Thanksgiving Day. And he was like, what? I was like, yes. And if you know that's what you do, then don't invite people or tell them ahead of time, hey, we do something non-traditional. But don't just invite people and they're thinking turkey and stuff that's not lasagna. And then they get there, I mean, no mashed potatoes.
Lasagna.
No potato salad, no pies, no cake, no collard greens, no sweet potatoes, no nothing. So I'm looking for all the stuff. Where's the stuff? Where's the mac and cheese? Like the stuff, the stuff. Like Thanksgiving dinner shouldn't cost you a whopping $18.75 to make. It's un-American. Like, what is that?
I'm serious. I'm so baffled because again, we start around 5, 6 in the morning. This is my grandpa's house. 5, 6 in the morning. 5 in the morning, my grandpa's up just getting the smoker ready and getting the grill ready. And I'm out with him. We're drinking coffee. I drink my own coffee because he drinks instant. That's gross. I don't care. I don't care. It's gross. So we're drinking coffee. 6 people are in the kitchen at all times, moving around each other, helping each other out. All of us who are able to cook are assigned a dish, and you work on that dish. And then my grandpa, my dad, and my uncle are outside with the ham, the turkey, and the chicken. We're moving like clockwork. So by 7, 8 in the morning, food is done. At that point, everyone's just getting dressed, cleaning up the house, everything like that. By 10 or 11, we're saying grace, and then we're stuffing our faces. Everyone's going down for a nap. So I'm sorry, you're done. You're full. You're going down for a nap. You're waking up. We're chatting. We're going in for round 2. Kids outside playing. They come in, breathing all heavy, panting, smelling like outside. Like, we're ready for plate 3. They get plate 3, then they go right back outside. Like, that is a routine. 5 in the morning. So you're saying that 3 p.m. and then she gets a lasagna. No.
Was it a good lasagna?
No.
Was it store-bought?
No, it wasn't store-bought. That's the thing. It was homemade and just not that good. Like, I actually really like Stouffer's lasagna, but again, it's like it's a midweek meal. You make a Stouffer's lasagna, it's, and a Caesar salad. It's not really like much thought put into it, but I'm so flabbergasted, hurt, and personally offended that it's Thanksgiving and I'm sitting here waiting for a lasagna. I mean, no, it was terrible. And then he was upset with me, and he was like, but the lasagna is so good. He was like, wasn't that worth the wait? No, it wasn't. It was not worth the wait. It's not worth my time. I'm going home. I left my grandmother's beloved honey baked ham recipe that my mom makes every year. I was like, I left honey baked ham. Turkey, I'm not a huge turkey person, but it's tradition. I was like, I love honey baked ham and oven fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, stuffing, potato salad, macaroni and cheese, and an assortment of desserts to come here.
You throw it back like, this is for the emotional damage you cost me. Pay me back. Pay me back. There's no lasagna good enough unless it's Gordon Ramsay level lasagna. And even then, Gordon Ramsay would be kind of to give you some like samples or something to eat and snack on beforehand, so you're not just sitting there for hours starving. Like, come on. No, that upset me.
It's upset.
So with that, I'm gonna throw up the timer and get me some more cold brew because I'm a little. That made me. I need something to snack on. I'm not even hungry, but I want something to snack on just because of this. I'm so bad. Okay, we're gonna do 25 minutes, and then it should automatically let us know when it's on a break. So enjoy in 3, 2, 1. All right, y'all. How'd you do?
I received a delivery from Fiverr.
Nice.
I have new emotes that look like Roy.
Nice.
They're cute. So I uploaded one to Twitch and it already got approved. So I have a Roy emote and kept going on my outline. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 extra bullet points. So, yeah.
Awesome.
They're all sub points.
Ms. Porscha, how about you?
The first sprint is always so hard for me because I feel like as soon as I get settled into what I'm doing, it's over. But I am kind of doing a free write instead of just like out doing the poem because I have this idea for a poem about living on the beach. It's a whole complicated idea, so I'm trying to figure it out. It's not anything like it sounds. I say that, be like, oh, I have a poem about living on the beach. But it's like this really complex thing. So I'm trying to figure out how I would like to approach that. So
Gently and with care.
yes, I would like to approach it with care, very much so. It's so funny because I got a prompt this morning from LWS. Shout out to London Writer Salon. They are amazing people. Ooh, s'mores and words. Go ahead, Jabril. London Writer Salon is wonderful people. Just if folks want, if you like this type of format and you like to sprint, they meet on Zoom 4 times, Monday through Friday, in different time zones. So it's 8 a.m. in different time zones. So 8 a.m. New York time, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Australia time, and 8 a.m. London time. So the Zoom meetings are always free. They have a bunch of additional stuff. If you want to become a member, I am a member. I find it invaluable. So lots of speakers, lots of demos. They bring people in. So like writing software. We just had the guys from Plotter. I know, Grayson, you love Plotter. So the guys from Plotter just gave us a live demo and answered questions for an hour a couple weeks back. So that's just something if people want a little more. They have prompts and, you get a quote every day of the week to encourage your writing. So saying all
Be like Porscha. That's the prompt.
Be like Porscha. I mean, be like Porscha unless it means dating somebody that gives you lasagna or Thanksgiving, in which case do not be like Porscha.
I will take that caveat.
I literally went and angrily snacked after that. I'm not joking.
Really?
I opened my salt and vinegar chips. So,
I also got to scare the neighborhood kids, so that was fun. So I was gonna say, so many of you actually, I'm pretty sure many people don't, because I don't talk about it often. I am missing about 7 teeth up top, right? And that's because of depression. Whenever I talk to people whenever I did talk openly about my depression before and about how I give people tips on, hey, when you're on those days, you can't leave your bed, because that was my issue. I couldn't leave my bed, it was just there. I get the travel pack of toothbrushes that you dip in water and use that you just toss away, right? I was like, because if you don't, your teeth will die. And I had 7 teeth that were dying already. So they fell out. And that's the reason I don't smile, because it hurts when I breathe. So all that air coming in, immediate headache. It hurts. Just talking out hurts. A lot of people don't know that. So I'm outside, and I have this big mug. It's a giant mug. And there's kids, and they're screaming. And I have this really bad PTSD when it comes to kids screaming. So I'm thinking, are they okay or no? And I can't calm down so I know that they are okay, that they're just playful screams. Because they don't sound like playful screams. They sound like blood curdling, like someone's being hurt. There's a lot of concrete outside, and they do jump all the time. So I'm like, oh, please, are the kids okay? So I'm like peeking outside. And one boy keeps playing with this ball next to this window right here, next to my window. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a child. They're fine. They're fine. They're in the grass. It's cool. So I come down. I start walking back in, and this one boy slowly holds up his little ball. And I'm thinking, child, if you throw this ball at me, I was like, yeah, please don't throw that at me. And he did. The thing is, I did finish what was in here before. Like, I have some more stuff in here now. But I already finished it at that point. So when he hit me, I put my hand up, and this hit my face. I mean, it hit nothing but gum, but he doesn't know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I walked out, I had just grabbed a little handful of trail mix. So what little trail mix I had let drop out of my hand, and I opened my mouth. I was like, "Oh my god!" So all he saw was gums. He went,
Traumatized.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, I said, if he promised not to throw you ball at the window again, I want the mom. He goes, okay. And he grabs his ball and he like dashed away. And I'm like, I probably should have done that. Did it work? Because I don't hear him outside anymore. So I'm like, yay. But also, it's 9 p.m. Why are you outside in front of my window? He doesn't live in this area. He's across the apartment section. So why is he over here in front of my window? So yeah, that's what I did. And I had a blast. My face kind of hurts, but like, it was worth it. Teresa, I did not copy today. I did water. You did. You were responsible. I don't hear that. I cannot be
Soda, because I'm terrible.
Yes.
I have ordered, and I'm currently iced teaing.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
No, when you say iced tea, you mean like sweet tea or?
Okay, so everybody knows that. Okay, I hate sweet tea. I do. I know. I'm not. I know. And it's like, how dare you? And you're a southerner too. How do you hate sweet tea? I hate sweet tea. So I actually drink unsweetened tea. It's really good. It's no, okay.
So we're gonna continue this with the Porscha today.
I will say this though. As a tea drinker, as a tea snob, as the resident tea snob, if you need a boatload of sugar in your tea, it's because you have bad quality tea. Tea, much like coffee, really, if you get good quality tea, you don't need a bunch of sugar in it.
I mean, I just like sweet shit though.
But it's just,
I do. Because I say this, when you said about coffee, absolutely correct. Because with good coffee, you really won't need much of anything else. Because with black coffee, with good quality beans, you'll taste the flavors, you'll be able to appreciate the layers that's in there. Cool. I still want me some motherfucking creamer in there. I still want me some sugar. Because damn it, I like sweet shit. I don't care. That's just how I am. So it's like, first of all, we're in Texas. We have shitty tea. Let's start there. I love Texas. We got shitty tea. We do. So what do? That entire container of sugar just, and there's my tea.
okay. No, when I do decide I'm going on the trip now, I'll turn around and say, yay! So I do sometimes do like 2 packets of sugar substitute. So what?
Oh no, that's you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I do sometimes do like 2 packets of sugar substitute, but that's all I really need. But also like shout out to like the fellow diabetics out there in YouTube land. Like you understand that like your sugar substitute is not like sugar because you can't have nearly as much. Well, you don't need as much of it. But they just did a study and found out that most sugar substitute, if you have more than like, what was I say, 15 packs a day, it increases your likelihood of blood clot and heart attack. Like heart attack, stroke, blood clot, like it's all these side effects and stuff. I don't use that much of it. Like I'll sometimes have like maybe 2 in some unsweetened tea. And I don't even do that every day. But they're like, oh yeah, the stuff will kill you. And I'm like,
I was getting ready to panic because my dad's diabetic. Like, oh no, how much does he use? No, my dad doesn't. He just uses sugar because he does not use it.
Oh, I didn't know Edward was your dad. I'm like, what are you doing? I never use that stuff. Sugar. I mean, but I'm
No,
like,
he started to. Like he started to, because he was in the military, and whenever he'd come home, I was like, "Hey, your doctor called. You haven't been ordering your insulin." He goes, "No, I don't need it." She said, "No, you should need it." He goes, "No, I don't." Why don't you need it? He's like, "Overseas. I'm really in the middle of a war." You know what I do? He goes, "I don't overindulge, and I take care of myself because I'm in the middle of a war."
I mean,
So
of
it got
course,
to the point
though, like,
he got to a point where he was actually really good at his. He didn't really need his medicines anymore. His diet was really great. It was good to go. But then he came back to America and remembered, oh yeah, I'm an American.
American food, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then my mom found, like the mini sodas in the small cans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My mom started finding those being hoarded underneath the bed. I was like, where are all these little cans coming from? The first time that happened, he had the gall to blame me. He's like, oh, it was Danny. I was like, ha ha ha, I'm fat. I had the 2 liter, and I pulled out my 2 liter from my room. Right there. You would never catch me with a mini can. And the look he gave me, I'm like, you cannot give me this look when you have miniature cans literally packed underneath the bed. I don't have to worry about him with the artificials. Even though he should be using artificial, no, he uses sugar. He also still hoards peanuts, like the peanut M&Ms. That's his weakness right there, peanut M&Ms. Mom's like, just get like the regular and have like one like once a week. No, look at like a share pack.
Again. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like there are people like that because Edward's like that, and Edward's been that for like 20 years, and he's fine. I feel like there are some people that are so damn stubborn that God just takes care of babies and fools. Because I'm like, I mean, I literally looked at my husband and said, "I'm not trying to be funny, but how are you still alive?" Like you. No. Hi, Roy. Hi, baby.
It's like we automatically went into like baby talk the second he popped on screen. It's a must.
You just licking the essence of French fries on my table.
Oh wait, you know what? I shouldn't be surprised because this is the same man that when I was younger, and this is something that to this day I have an issue with because my father. We would go to the movies. That's our thing. That's when we bonded. We'd go to the movies. It would get a large popcorn with butter. My dad would eat the entire layer with butter. It goes, I did that to save your life. And I would be like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to get more butter. He goes, no, you can't get more butter. So I never really got to enjoy butter popcorn until I was older. I was able to fight back with the popcorn, like, no.
Really? That's funny.
So to this day, whenever we have butter popcorn in the house and me and Tia get ready to watch something like binge something, I'll eat the butter popcorn and go, I did that to save your life. And she's like, Grayson, I will beat you.
Now I want popcorn.
Oh, I love movie theater popcorn.
Oh yeah.
No,
See, listen. If we can convince you to come visit Texas, I will give you movie theater popcorn. I'll have to go get. I literally at one of my jobs because I used to work at a movie theater. I worked at 2 movie theaters. I have one of the machines.
Really?
Yeah.
I told you my mom ordered one of my friends a popcorn maker because she was sad because she was going through a breakup. Because my mom loves QVC, so there was a time where my mom was it was a time when my mom was one of those people where she was like, if she wanted to shop and she couldn't find anything for herself, she would buy something for somebody else. Like, especially if it was something that was like on sale. And one of my friends had like gone through a breakup, and she was so sad. She was like, so I bought her a popcorn machine. I was like, what?
Oh, that scared me. Oh my god, that scared me. Oh sweet Jesus. Oh
no.
My orchid ear fell, and I didn't know what it was, and I was getting ready to slap it and go, no, there's a bug. No, it's an orchid ear. I'm so mad. Okay. No, it's not with me right now. It is on Fort Hood. I'll have to go back to get my popcorn machine. But it is the full size, almost as big as me popcorn machine. That's because the company I was with, they got bought by a different company, so we take away everything with our company name on it to bring in new stuff, the new company name on it. So I'm like, you're throwing away these hundreds of dollars of machines. They're like, well, yeah. It's like, no, I'm taking this. So I took one. And because we had all the kids in the summer, we had always had the kids in the summer, or I volunteered a lot at Fort Hood as Scruff McGruff. Never again, by the way. Never again. First of all, that's usually for people who are like 6 foot something. I'm 5'3". So Scruff went from being here to being here, and her legs are all scrunched up. I'm tiny. I'm like running around with short legs.
Now, Scruff McGruff, Crime Dog?
Yeah, take a bite out of crime.
Yes, okay. So I'm gonna say this one thing, and then we should probably go into another sprint, so I don't go into a long range story again. I'm not. I have always had this weird thing, and you can laugh. It's hilarious. I get McGruff and Smokey the Bear confused, like constantly from the time I was a child, and I know one is a bear and one is a dog. I
don't know who McGruff is.
Wait, what?
I don't know who McGruff is.
Oh, Scruff McGruff. Okay, so he's a bloodhound. He's a brown bloodhound with these long ears, and he wears I don't know why he wears a detective suit. I don't know. I mean, he has like the detective overcoat and the hat. He's like, you take a bite out of crime. And the logo literally had like a dog bite on it. So I would literally run around with this Scruff McGruff dog suit going, take a bite out of crime. Literally, I did that. In the Texas heat, y'all, with my little legs. And I was like working the popcorn machine. So there's like heat in the machine. I'm in this hot suit, sweating and dying. And my mom's like, are you okay? For the first 2 shifts, she will come and see if I'm okay. For the 3rd shift, she'll be at a distance. I'm like, Mom, she goes, I can't come closer because you smell so bad. Oh no! Like the suit at that point didn't have much air to it, and it was bad. And I couldn't really peek my head up because kids were looking at me. If they saw you, it was just like you told them Santa was real. And I'm like, y'all, I look like a mutated dog. You can't. The kids know I'm not real. The kids know. No. You had to have it on at all times because there's always a dog staring at you. Like, can you breathe in there? No, Timmy, I can't breathe. Also, what? Okay, I'm no. Oh, well, I gotta find Scruff McGruff the crime dog. Like there was little like PSAs where he would tell kids like, don't smoke and don't do drugs and things like that.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I remember, and he used to like come to our school sometime, or he would be at like different community events. I think it's because of the damn detective suit. And then Smokey the Bear also had like a badge that he would wear, like only you can prevent forest fires. So I would always get confused. Like
we had the DARE program.
Yeah. This came at the same time with the DARE program. Like we would do DARE week, and then after that, Scruff McGruff would come up to the school, and this is like literally the suit. Except for mine came with the hat. And again, this is for someone who's taller. Imagine that just shrunk and really old looking. So it was gross.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
I'm Ow? You just said that's Clifford. Sabria. Just how old am I?
Yeah, we had all of those things. So the thing that I loved the most when I was a kid, we had something called Side by Side Band. I know I talked about it on one of my streams. I miss they brought it back. It's a very specific thing for like DC and the DC area that the instead like McGruff would come sometimes, but we had the Side by Side Band. It was a band it was police officers, and they sang and played music. So they were like part-time musicians, and they would come to your school and do a concert and do like a cover of all the songs that were popular at the time. It was actually pretty good. Like
the soldiers did that for us though. The soldiers were the ones who came in, but they did it because like the anti-drug stuff. They just came and just performed for us. It was our own version of American Idol. Some of them were really good.
We did a USO show, but we were the performers.
Huh.
So we'd have World War II vets come to the high school, and we would put on a USO show.
I'm sorry, you had actual inmates. What did you do today? We had an inmate come talk to us, Mom. see, when the police came for us, like police came during Dare Week, and then the soldiers came with Scrub McGruff. So during Dare Week, basically what we had was we had to come up with a song or something witty to remind you not to do drugs. To remind you not to do drugs. So what we came up with was "Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs." Yeah, and we got to aim for that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even
So
joking. You know what the police did? They'll sit in the hallway and hand out stickers. Hey, kids, don't do drugs. And they're giving us candies. Don't do drugs, guys. Don't do drugs. And so, of course, some of the older kids in the high school will come to middle school to get the stickers, and they'll come in high as hell on purpose and sit there play with the drug dogs. Talk about some, yeah, I won't do drugs.
that's hilarious. Like,
That's Texas.
yeah, that's how it is. We had, when you're little, like in elementary and middle school, the side by side band comes, and then in high school, we did not have the inmates, but we did have every year the weird purity people would come and do, like, they would break out into small groups and come to your classes, but then they would do a big assembly at the end of the week for, they were like, don't have sex before marriage, because they were like, and they had these weird experiments, like they would bring a big clear salad bowl and put like dye in it, and then they would be like, and then you can't reverse it. They're like, see how much bleach we have to put in this water to get it clear again? But it never goes back to how clear the water was. And then at the end of the week, it would be a big assembly. The True Love Way too, they had a big assembly. And one year I remember they really outdid themselves, and they brought a guy. They were like this. They brought a guy that was HIV positive to come and talk to us about why we shouldn't have sex before marriage. And we're all, this is like 10th grade, and we're all like, but, and they're like, no. But listen to his story, like, and he talked about how he was in the hospital and couldn't have Burger King food. And he was like, all I really wanted was a Whopper, and I couldn't because I was in the hospital because I have HIV. And he was like, I could have had a Whopper had I not had sex. And it was all very strange. And it was just very weird.
We got the soda can thing. We got the soda can. They would get us this empty can, and everyone in the class would take a turn stomping on this can, right? And they go, do you see this can? Yeah. Can we reverse this? No. That's what happens if you have sex before marriage. And so, of course, me being a little smartass, I was like, so you're saying this is all of our mothers? And I'm not joking. I didn't mean to slip out like that, but it did. And when I tell you, my teacher just principal, like, say less. I think I said principal. And I guess she thought my mom was going to get mad at me. My mom was in tears, cracking up. And she was like, why did you think this was going to be an effective way to teach our children? Like, no, it's not.
Well, he was in the hospital and exactly all of that. So this is 10th grade, and this whole thing, and it was just because that was back when the tell me, he was talking about the Tell Me Something Good Burger King commercial, with the Shaka Khan song, Tell Me Something Good. He was like, and the commercial would play on the TV. He was like, it played like 12 times a day. I couldn't get a Whopper because I was in the hospital. And had I not had sex, he was like, I could have had a Whopper. And I'm
like, we just had teachers who cared. We wouldn't have had like team pregnancies and stuff, because you can go down the hallway, turn towards the library, and you'll see about 4 or 5 kids doing things they're not supposed to be doing. And the teachers see that and keep going. I'm like, that's where the team pregnancies are coming from, y'all. I would just pay attention. Stop the kids. Nobody cared. But they want to go, hey, do this program. We want to save y'all. Do you though? Do you really?
So, we had 2 high schools in my hometown. And I went to the slightly better one, I guess. Our sister high school had a daycare for the students' kids, so that the students could go to class. There was that many.
Maybe they should do the soda can thing, because I'm sorry, that's too much. that little experiment, we all had a clear cup with some kind of mystery fluid. We had to take turns, walk around pouring our liquids into each other's.
What? What?
Okay, so
Sis, no, that's not the point. Sis, that's not the point.
it's not.
If he hadn't had sex before marriage, he could have had a whopper right then and there. What?
I guess, but like, okay, let's see. So I just it was the 2000s were the late 90s, early 2000s were a weird time to be a teenager. It's just some of the stuff that went on was very weird. It was just like, what is this? When you sleep with one person, you sleep with everyone they've slept with, but like it.
Okay, did y'all people have to do the same thing for like gangs? We have more presentations for like gang issues than anything else.
We
For
never
Korean
had a
women.
presentation on gangs. We just had dress codes that weren't allowed to have like sports jerseys and stuff like that because they were aligned with the Crips and the Bloods.
We had everything, and at one point, because of the hype and popularity of SpongeBob at the time, there were gangs adopting SpongeBob characters. So you had people who were in white and yellow who had SpongeBob like pictures all over their handkerchiefs and whatnot. Then you have some that were the Patricks, and I'm like, imagine walk around going, "What are you part of? The Patricks?" Like, I'm sorry, SpongeBob. I'm like, that's what y'all did? No, but they were serious. Like they were literally part of the reason we had so many drug programs. And they were paying these middle school kids to basically run drug trails for them, stuff like that. And it got so bad, like they came in like, this is our new updated week for the drug colors to know what not to be wearing and things like that, what to watch out for. And there were so many. And I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, this is normal. It wasn't until I finally moved away from clean, so I talk to people and I realized that's not normal. We had so many different presentations for so many different colors, for so many different. Why are there so many gangs? Why are there so many? And why did y'all resort to SpongeBob? Because not just like, oh, this is how we're going to pull in the kids, but they were literally repping these colors. You could go to Walmart and see about 10, 20 people rolling deep in Walmart wearing SpongeBob in a gang. And I'm like, yeah. I'm going to wait to get a Whopper, might not be sitting the
It might not. It might not be, but I swear it just reminds me of my mom. My mom did the best. They should have had my mom come in and do the anti-drug talk, like in the schools, because my mom gave me the best "don't use drugs" conversation ever, and it was short and to the point. My mom was like, "Here's why you shouldn't use drugs," because she's like, two things. She's like, you can only spend money once, so she's like, it's either drugs or snacks. She was like, you're not going to have enough disposable income for both. And I'm like, points were made. And then she's like, if you use intravenous drugs, she was like, the scars on your arms don't go away just because you kick the habit. She was like, you'll never be able to wear sleeveless. You'll never be able to, to wear a nice formal gown. And that was enough for me because I'm a vain person. She's just like, you'll never be able to wear sleeveless.
Yeah, snacks. Yeah, snacks. I'm like, oh, you're right.
And that was just like, and don't do drugs. And I was like, wow.
But see, that was my first thought. Like, I was like, dude, this is Fort Hood. We're military brats. There's no gangs here. I did not realize just how bad it was. Like, I didn't realize how bad it was. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop it. Oh, I already have the thing up. Yay. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with us for another sprint in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. How did y'all do?
Good stuff.
I now have a page and a half of my outline.
Nice.
Nice.
I damn near froze my computer again trying to delete some emails. So.
And I ate some cookie dough.
Ooh.
Ooh. Also, thank you again, Megan, for popping up. Oh, yeah, no, that's a good scare tactic. Yeah.
So is that.
That's pretty much what they do for driver's ed. Is show you videos of car accidents.
I wish they just showed this video. You know what they did for us to traumatize us?
What do they do?
So what happened? Picture this. We're 14 years old. We're sitting in class's homeroom, and then you hear over the intercom, because we did the Pledge of Allegiance to the Pledge the Texas flag. Then as we're sitting down, we hear ambulances. And we're sitting there looking around like, and we're looking outside. We don't see anything, but we hear sirens. We're like, what the heck is that? And at that one point, the teacher was just not opening the blinds because the blinds were not open before. So we peek outside, and then we see someone coming up, and they see a big piece of tarp being held up. We're like, what is happening? And then you hear, everyone get outside. So we're being rushed outside. We knew something was wrong because it was only our grade. This is when I was in ninth grade. Only ninth graders. So we walk outside, we're like, what is happening? They throw down the tarp, and in the middle of the street, there are two banged up cars, and there's blood everywhere. And here, there's like 4 seniors that we all know and love dangling out of the cars with like glass and blood all over them. And we're like, what the heck? We're sitting there like, whoa, like, why? Why did you bring us right here to see these bodies? So, of course, in the middle of that, mind you, this is Texas. It's hot. This is like beginning August, so it was still pretty much summer. I turned to look down at my friend, and while looking down, I'm able to see down the street. There is a Grim Reaper walking towards us. It's one of the police officers, because we have the school policemen who help us and keep us safe. But he was dressed in all black, like full-on Reaper suit with the scythe and everything, just walking. And because it is summer, the heat waves were coming off the concrete, so it looked even creepier when you see. I'm sitting there like, bro, am I tripping? So we all look, and we're like, no. So I turn like, I'm done for the day. I'm going back inside. Teachers, no, you have to stay here. And I'm like, I don't want to be here because I'm freaking the fuck out. Other kids are freaking the fuck out. We're all freaking the fuck out because there's a Grim Reaper. There's blood and there's bodies. And we're all just like, no. Everyone's freaking out. We're like, it's okay. This is what happens when you drive drunk. And we're looking at them like, what? And I was like, it's 9:45 in the morning. Who's driving drunk in front of the school? Because you have to go through a bunch of police. There's like a couple of police spots near in front of the school. You have to go through all of them. So I'm like, there's no. I still have. I have to find it. You have to remind me to pull it out one day. I actually still have the paper report that this was done on, because the news couldn't get by on wheels to come see us, so they had the helicopter. So they're reporting from the sky, seeing a bunch of shocked, disturbed, and traumatized kids shrieking and freaking the fuck out. And you see the seniors in the middle of the road. So then they have a fake ambulance come up, and they're like, "We're trying to save them. Like, we can't save them."
Wow!
Oh no, that's not it. They took us into the gym, sat us down, and they had Miss Nieves, who was our favorite teacher, our favorite Spanish teacher, come up to talk about how she lost her son to a drunk driver. We were like, oh, we never knew, because we knew she had a son, but she never really talked about it much. And then we understood why. We're like, oh crap. And there was a family that we all heard about in the news for a while who, it was 9 people? Only 2 people survived? It was 9 people between 2 cars. And a drunk driver came and crashed into one and ended up hitting the other car. And only 2 people out of that entire family survived. And so they came up and explained things. And we're sitting there like when I said they went into detail, it went into detail. And I was like, this is not something that should have been told. And as they're up there talking about drunk driving and whatnot, they will in they will in this coffin. and it opens. And when it opens, it says, "You could be here," and it points in. I don't care about the coffin. It's whatever. My issue when I saw it is the fact that it was the same color and design as my grandma's coffin.
Oh.
And I just lost her months before. So when I saw that, when they opened it, I was like, no, don't open it. Because my first thought is, I'm going to see my grandma again. So I freaked out. And the other girls started freaking out. Like, other people just freaking the fuck out because they brought in this coffin. We're thinking, oh, we're going to see one of the seniors' bodies, or we're going to see a body. I'm thinking I'm seeing my grandma. We're all panicking. People are crying and freaking out. Principal's like, yes, get out your feelings. It's okay. Let your emotions loose. This is what happens when you drink, guys. This is why you don't drink. I'm like, shut up, dude. This is not the time. Like, I kept trying to leave. They would not let us leave. I'm like, I need to get out. I couldn't get out. They wouldn't let me leave. So I hid under the bleachers. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, this is what's happening. She said, what? She freaked out. Called some of the other parents. The parents are like, what? They did not get permission to do this. Because with my brother, because my brother's 4 years older than me, when they did it with him, it was inside the auditorium, and people walked around this coffin with one of the students in there going, I should have been drinking. Like literally he had to go, I should have been drinking. And they actually filmed it. So yeah, that was theirs was less traumatizing because they had to walk by and go, we will never drink. They had to walk by pledge to the fact that they wouldn't drink and drive and then walk away. But no, they had to bring out blood for us and coffins and whatnot. No. So then parents immediately came in freaking out and they had to offer counseling for us immediately. So my mom's like, yeah, you're not going to school for the next couple of days because I was losing it. So that's what we did.
See, our driver's ed was not part, like stuff like that was not part of our regular school. We never had anything for. Did we have anything for drunk driving? I don't think we did anything for drunk driving.
I don't recommend. I can't say that's a Texas thing. That's a Killeen thing. That's just Killeen. Also, Jabria, you should be done with the story. You should. Just saying. Or 2 poems. Oh, okay, come through writing 2 poems. That's the yeehaw. That's the yeehaw. Yee.
We had a peace rally once in high school.
Mm.
But a taser fight broke out on the way to the peace rally. So that went well.
I think it was just a fight though, but a taser fight?
This kid was rumored to have a knife in his pocket, and the security guard was just giving him heck and tased him. Like right there. Like, okay. Happy peace rally, y'all.
That's different.
We had knife fights at the baseball diamond after school a lot because that's where certain groups of people would hang out and be like, "You touched my girl!" Whip out the knife. So
I my first thought was, whoops. There was a lot of fights in our school, but everything was always fist fights. Because second someone grabs something, they're like, "Oh, you're weak," and it's like, "No," of course, because jocks like, "I'm not weak." They never use it. It was always fist fights, but that was always the worst part because teachers didn't bat an eye. It's like, hey, don't bleed in the hallway. Take that outside.
our hallways were outside. We were an outdoor school.
Oh wow! You know, they would take it outside next to the burning bush. The burning bush is literally called the burning bush because it looked like the bush was on fire. There's a lot of smoke coming out. That's because where the kids and teachers would go to smoke.
So it wasn't the Moses burning bush.
Oh no, it was a full on. It was a gigantic, really big. Like I could walk into it and you would not see me at all because it was really, really huge.
It was the devil's lettuce burning bush.
It was just really big for no reason, and people will go in. It's like, oh, can I bum a cigarette off of you? People are like, yeah. So we said square, like, hey, get me a square, like, yeah. So they're smoking. You can look over and see your homeroom teacher go, hey, what's up? And they'll not bat an eye. Mind you, again, 14. Did not care. So that's where most of the fights went. I it was pretty bad. I knew it was bad, but it was like really bad. Dear God. I think about how bad this was. Okay. How are you feeling about another spread?
Let's do it.
Yep, let's get it
Sweet. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Good night, Jabria. Thanks for coming. Welcome back. So how did y'all do?
Good.
Awesome.
I'm coming, I'm here. That one was really good for me. So I got some stuff tidied because I realized that I was like, why is my brain not doing the thing brain should do? And my space had gotten really cluttered. So just getting a little bit of tidying up has like brought my mood back to center a lot. So
Good. I pretty much fed the boys and then had to go chase one of the boys around the room because Norton would eat. I think I mentioned before that he likes to be chased. That's how we play. He'll like tag your it and he'll sit there and wait until you go to. Then he's like, "Oh, it's time to run." I'm trying to feed him. And instead of eating, he's like, "No, we're gonna play chase." I'm like, "No, you need to eat." So I had to chase him around the house before he stopped and finally went to go eat. So that's what I did. I got to chase a cat.
Nice.
For the break.
So I finished my outline. It's 2 pages.
Yeet. Heck yeah. Lots of paper. Also, so whenever you do film videos, how long does it take you to get a video done?
I don't know. Like the filming part? It depends on how long the video is. I usually don't do many takes. So the editing is pretty darn fast. But because I'm super simple with the editing. Yeah.
That's understandable.
So it only takes me a couple hours to film it, edit it, upload it.
Kick ass. Cool. Would you like to speak about your book again and give a outro for the good folks?
Okay. I'm Laura. I write horror. I have a book baby. Its name is Tiny Shivers. And there are some really fun illustrations in here. And
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's 101 stories. So the subgenres are cosmic slithers, terrors of the mundane, angels and demons, seeping supernatural, twisted psychology, shadowy gothic, mutated sci-fi, and holiday food horror. So any of that sounds entertaining and interesting to you, please pre-order it. I will love you forever. And if you do the signed one, there are bonus goodies coming with it. So just so as you know.
The link is down below, by the way. Laura's links are down below to pre-order. Tiny Shivers. And for you, Porscha, would you like to give an outro?
Hi, I am Porscha. I write poetry and nonfiction, and I have a Substack, which is in the link below to check out my adventures in creativity and disability, and also pre-order Tiny Shivers, please and thank you.
Absolutely. I am Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. A devil in fantasy, high, low, and all in between, accompanied by a warm mug of coffee. Currently working on book 1 of my fantasy series, Project Defenders. You can find me at Ko-fi, Instagram, and Twitter with the same username, I write with pride. You can take a peek at the summary of book 1 on the Nano site in the same username, I write with pride. And like Porscha and Laura just mentioned, please go pre-order Tiny Shivers. Yeah.
And dishonor on your cow.
Dishonor on your cow.
Dishonor on your cow.
Because who the hell serves lasagna for Thanksgiving? That's disgusting. And with that, I'm gonna click and stream yes. That classical